East is standing on the edge of a blade. And now, Iran is making something brutally clear. It will not bow down. In a series of chilling warnings, Iran's top leadership says any U.S. attack, any attack, at any level, will be treated as the start of all-out war. Not retaliation, not restraint, war. A senior advisor to Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei issued the threat plainly and deliberately, posting in both Persian and Hebrew. The message was unmistakable. A limited U.S. strike is an illusion. Iran says the response would be immediate, comprehensive, and unprecedented. And the target? The heart of Tel Aviv. This wasn't rhetoric whispered behind closed doors. It was broadcast to the world. And it didn't stop there. Iran warned that anyone who supports the aggressor, militarily, politically, or strategically, would also be in the crosshairs. In other words, this wouldn't stay local. This wouldn't stay contained. This would spread. Iran's foreign minister doubled down. Our armed forces, he said, have their fingers on the trigger, ready, waiting, prepared to respond to any aggression, on land, in the air, or at sea. Yet in the same breath, Tehran offered a sharp contrast. Iran says it is still open to a nuclear deal, but only one built on mutual respect, no threats, no coercion. A deal without humiliation, a deal without surrender. And here's the reality shaking capitals from Washington to Jerusalem. Iran believes it has already been attacked. It believes the red lines are already crossed. U.S. warships, including a massive aircraft carrier strike group, are now positioned in Middle East waters, an armada, as U.S. President Donald Trump called it. Trump has warned that the next strike would be far worse than the last, that time is running out, that Iran must come to the table. But Tehran's response? If pushed, Iran will respond like never before. This is not just about nuclear centrifuges. This is not just about sanctions. Iran is facing massive internal unrest, deadly crackdowns, internet blackouts, an economy under crushing pressure. U.S. officials say the regime is weaker than ever. European leaders predict its days are numbered. But Iran's message tonight is defiant. Weakness does not mean submission. Pressure does not mean collapse. Threats do not mean obedience. Instead, Tehran is signaling something far more dangerous. That if war comes, it will not be symbolic, it will not be surgical, and it will not be restrained. The heart of Tel Aviv, regional allies, global consequences. The question now is simple and terrifying. Who blinks first? Meanwhile, beneath the surface, something is shifting in the Middle East. For decades, the Middle East ran on fixed lines. Friends stayed friends. Enemies stayed enemies. Iran on one side, Saudi Arabia and the UAE on the other. And the United States always hovering above it all. But now, those lines are bending. And Washington is watching something it never expected. U.S. allies siding with Iran. As Donald Trump once again threatens military action against Tehran, a quiet but powerful shift is unfolding across the Gulf. First the UAE, now Saudi Arabia. Two of America's closest partners in the region are sending a message, not to Washington, but to Tehran. No war, not from our skies, not from our soil. This week, Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian held direct talks with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, MBS, a call that would have been unthinkable just a few years ago. Once bitter rivals, once locked in proxy wars from Yemen to Lebanon, now speaking the language of unity. Pezeshkian's message was blunt. Regional instability benefits no one. No one. Not Iran, not Saudi Arabia, not the wider Islamic world, and certainly not a region already scarred by decades of war. According to Iran's readout, Pezeshkian thanked Muslim countries for standing with Tehran and warned against what he called psychological and political operations designed to destabilize the region. Translation: pressure campaigns, threats, gunboat diplomacy. The same playbook the region knows all too well. Pezeshkian reaffirmed Iran's position. Clearly, Iran is ready for peace, for de-escalation, and for preventing conflict within the framework of international law. Then came Saudi Arabia's response, and this is where the ground truly shifts. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman told the Iranian president that Riyadh rejects any form of aggression against Iran. Not quietly, not ambiguously, out loud. Saudi Arabia, a longtime US ally, made it official. Its airspace and territory will not be used for any military action against Iran. Let that sink in. No Saudi runways, no Saudi skies, no Saudi staging ground. This isn't symbolic diplomacy. This is strategic reality. In modern warfare, access is everything. Airspace is leverage, territory is power, and Saudi Arabia just removed both from the table. The Crown Prince went further. He stressed Saudi Arabia's respect for Iran's sovereignty and its commitment to resolving disputes through dialogue, not force. And Pezeshkian responded with gratitude, praising Riyadh's stance on territorial integrity and regional security. Two former adversaries, now speaking the same language. All of this comes as the United States ramps up military pressure. An American carrier, the USS Abraham Lincoln, has arrived in the region. Donald Trump has repeatedly hinted at strikes. Standing in Iowa, Trump spoke of a beautiful armada floating toward Iran, a not-so-subtle reminder of American firepower, and a warning. Iran's response? Calm, calculated, but unmistakably firm. Pezeshkian told MBS that US threats are aimed at disrupting regional security and will lead to nothing but instability. Iranian officials say economic pressure, sanctions, and intimidation have failed before, and they will fail again. Meanwhile, Iran's Revolutionary Guard has issued its own warning. Neighboring countries are friends, they say, but if their soil, skies, or waters are used to attack Iran, they will be considered hostile. This is not rhetoric. This is deterrence.